Welcome to Trivia Night, a merciless deluge of pain. Oh, well, you don't want to hear me explain the game, huh? Fine, whatever. Okay now, first question. What river did Caesar famously cross to start a war? Use your device to answer the question. And the correct answer is... who got it right? The rest of you, let's go someplace fun. Welcome to the killing floor. Let's play the finger-cutting game. No one has to die in this one, unless you refuse to participate. Just choose one of your fingers to cut off. Easy, right? All you have to do is endure blinding pain. Chop. Drop. Cut him off with a big old chop. That finger ain't gonna chop itself, you know. Thanks for the fingers, everyone. Huh, this basket feels a little light. Who didn't give me a finger? There's no hard way to say it. I killed you and now you're a ghost. But you're not getting out of this game that easily. Ghosts still get to play and can even win the whole thing in the final round. Never underestimate a ghost, son. Let's take a look at the scoreboard, shall we? Do you like it? I took an online C++ course. Aced it. Next question. A Cosmo has vodka, lime juice, cranberry juice, and what? Who said? This one? The rest of you, I want to show you something. Welcome back to the killing floor. Please take off your shoes. I'm going to ask you a question. Your answer is very important. Which sports team has the best jerseys? Type an answer on your device and press send when you're finished. Now everyone gets to vote. Pick which of these answers you hate the most. The person who wrote the answer with the most votes will die. You can do it. One of these answers was written by someone who deserves punishment. Time's running out. Just pick an answer that you don't like. The votes are in. I guess we can consider these your last words. Another peek at the scores. Let's try another one. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to check into my escape flight. Knowing my luck, I'll be sitting next to a huge weirdo. KLM is the airline of what nation? And the correct answer is... this. One of you is still alive. I have a surprise for you. Let's multiply the fun and do some basic math questions. Answer as many math questions as you can before time runs out. All the safe players will be playing too. And if any of them do better than you, it'll be bad. Let's get this math party started. I love watching brains throb. Keep your focus. Don't let my voice distract you. We're almost out of time. You got beat. Whoa. This went from a simple murder party to a creepy sociological experiment. You were playing with some grim people. Only one player left, huh? Well, the endgame is not quite ready, so let's do this. If you can somehow survive these next 2 questions, I'll give you a chance to escape during the final round. Let's try another one. I'm trying to figure out where I should go on vacation this year. As of 2015, which nation has the highest murder rate? Who picked this one? Let's play a game. Uh-oh, this is a mess. There's blood all over this art. Actually, I think it looks better this way. Memorize the pattern of blood. Okay, you've had long enough. Reproduce the pattern on your device by tapping on all the spaces that were red. Then press submit when you're done. If your pattern is different than mine, I will kill you. Here's that art again. Now it's time to show your work. Sucks to be you.
Terrible tragedy. I wouldn't go snooping around the old Jacob's place if I were you. They say terrible things happen there. A demented killer forced a bunch of folks to answer some trivia. Worse than going to pub trivia, they say. 6 people died. Why is it always the dumb ones that suffer? Spooky stuff. Hold on, you're not my wife. Why am I talking to you? Get away from me, you weirdo!
Hi! The party's downstairs. Come on in.
Welcome to Fakin' It. I'm Cookie, and I'm here to ask the weird questions that no one else is especially compelled to ask. Couple quick words before we jump into the game. And yes, skipping is an option. During each round of play, each of you is going to be sent a task to your device. Like, raise your hand if you've ever farted. But one of you will get nothing, and that person is the faker. Everyone wants to figure out who the faker is, and the faker just wants to blend in. When you hear the go sound, you either raise your hand or not, depending on whether you've ever farted before, which you have. And the faker just has to fake it. After that, everyone votes on their device who they think the faker is. If everyone picks the correct person, the faker is caught. But here's the most important part. Fakers, if you're caught in a lie, if you raise your hand when you really should have kept it down, lie, cheat, deny, come up with whatever story you have to throw other players off the scent. Be the faker. Some of the tasks will involve raising your hand, or pointing, or maybe making a weird face. But there will always be a faker, and you'll have 3 chances to catch him. Oh, one more quick suggestion before we get going. It's important to be able to see each other, so if possible, consider sitting in a semicircle or like small lines facing each other. Whatever works best while still feeling comfortable. Let's start with Hands of Truth. It's an easy one, just like we saw a minute ago. Everyone's going to get a task that involves raising your hand. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task was, raise your hand if you have stolen someone else's lunch, accidentally or on purpose. Alright, vote for who you think the faker is. You can change your vote if you change your mind, by the way. And everyone voted for. You all got together and chose the wrong person. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending your second Hands of Truth task to your devices now. The task was, raise your hand if you've ever written an angry review on Yelp. Vote for the faker now. Not enough teamwork to find the faker. Last chance to catch the faker. Sending out your third Hands of Truth task now. This was the task. Raise your hand if you have blonde hair. Vote for who you think is probably the faker. The votes singled out. Well, at least you were all wrong together. And what will our next task category be? Use your device to pick which type of tasks you'll all do together. It's going to be... You got a point. Everyone's going to get a task that involves pointing at another player in the game. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task was, point your finger at the person who most likely watches Big Bang Theory. Vote for who you think seems like the faker. Don't be afraid to talk or argue. It'll make you stronger. And the prime suspect was... Group Mind steered you in the wrong direction. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending out your second You Got a Point task to your devices now. And the task, point at the person who's the worst dancer. Vote for who you suspect is the faker. Everybody voted for... Collectively, you all made the wrong choice. This is your last chance to catch the faker. Sending out your third You Got a Point task now. This was the task. Point to the person who has the best laugh. Alright, vote for who you think the faker is. Everyone suspects you found the faker. You made it count when you needed to. Alright, what category do we want to do next? Use your device to choose which type of tasks you'll all be subjected to. Face value. Everyone's going to get a task that involves making some kind of facial expression. Maybe a weird one. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. The task was, make the face you'd have while in the front row of an improv show. Vote for who you think is probably the faker. Voting together is encouraged, but don't forget, you get points for voting for the faker no matter what. That faker is still on the loose. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending out your second face value task to your devices now. And the task was, make a face you'd have while listening to Coldplay. Vote for the faker now. All the votes went to... Ah, yes, you caught the faker. Okay, it's time for the last round. Text you up. I've sent 3 questions to each of your devices. Type in your answers for all 3 and then hit send. Now the faker has 3 questions to answer too. They just have slightly different questions than everyone else. So good luck, faker. Let's see everyone's answers to the first text task. A celebrity you don't like very much. Vote for who you think seems like the faker. And the votes were for... You all ganged up on the wrong person. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Let's see your next set of answers. The store where you buy your underwear. Alright, vote for who you think the faker is. Everyone voted for... Yep, you found the faker. More faking it coming up. Let's get going. Let's start by picking a category. Use your device to pick which type of task you'll all do together. It's going to be... You got a point. Everyone's going to get a task that involves pointing at another player in the game. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task was, point at the person you would most want to share a 2-person horse costume with. Vote for who you think is probably the faker. You didn't find the faker, and you didn't really learn anything definitive. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending out your second You Got a Point task to your devices now. This was the task. Point at the person who probably has the most speeding tickets. Vote for who you suspect is the faker. Everybody voted for... That is indeed the faker. It's category picking time. Use your device to choose which type of tasks you'll all be subjected to. hands of truth. Everyone's going to get a task that involves raising your hand. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task was, raise your hand if you've pooped today. Vote for the faker now. And the votes were for... You all got together and chose the wrong person. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending your second Hands of Truth task to your devices now. The task was, raise your hand if you've kissed someone on the first date. Vote for who you think seems like the faker. And everyone voted for... Collectively, you all made the wrong choice. One last chance to catch the faker. Sending out your third Hands of Truth task now. And the task, raise your hand if you're a millennial. Vote for who you think is probably the faker. You know how you should all rally together in the final moments to work together and find the faker? You didn't do that. Okay, time to pick the next category. Use your device to pick which type of tasks you'll all do together. You got a point. Everyone's going to get a task that involves pointing at another player in the game. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task was, point at the person you think is most capable of murder. Alright, vote for who you think the faker is. The votes singled out. You all caught the faker. And what will our next task category be? Use your device to choose which type of tasks you'll all be subject. Hands of Truth. Everyone's going to get a task that involves raising your hand. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. The task was, raise your hand if you've ever stayed awake for over 48 hours. Vote for who you suspect is the faker. Everyone suspects. Group mind steered you in the wrong direction. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending your second Hands of Truth task to your devices now. And the task was, raise your hand if you've ever had another person's vomit on your clothes. Vote for who you think is probably the faker. And the prime suspect was... The faker has been found. Okay, it's time for the last round. Text you up. I've sent 3 questions to each of your devices. Type in your answers for all 3 and then hit send. Now the faker has 3 questions to answer too. They just have slightly different questions than everyone else. So good luck, faker. everyone's answers to the first text task. A color that describes your mood right now. Vote for the faker now. You couldn't quite figure out who the faker was. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Let's see your second batch of answers. Your favorite crayon color. Vote for who you think seems like the faker. All the votes went to... You found the faker. Ready to play Faking It again? Let's jump right in. Let's start by picking a category. Use your device to pick which type of task you'll all do together. It's going to be... You got a point. Everyone's going to get a task that involves pointing at another player in the game. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. This was the task. Point at the person who would make the best politician. Alright, vote for who you think the faker is. Votes singled out. That is indeed the faker. All right, what category do we want to do next? Use your device to choose which type of tasks you'll all be. You got a point. Everyone's going to get a task that involves pointing at another player in the game. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task was... Point at the person you would most enjoy dunking in a dunk tank. Vote for who you suspect is the faker. And the votes were for... Well, at least you were all wrong together. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending out your second You Got a Point task to your devices now. The task was, point at the person who should have their own reality show. Vote for the faker now. You couldn't agree, you couldn't find the faker. Last chance to catch the faker. Sending out your third You Got a Point task now. And the task was, point at someone who does not have brown eyes. Vote for who you think is probably the faker. Everyone voted for... Group Mind steered you in the wrong direction. It's category picking time. Use your device to pick which type of tasks you'll all do together. Number pressure. Everyone's going to get a task that involves holding up a number of fingers, probably from 1 to 10. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task, hold up as many fingers as there are Canadian provinces. Probably. Vote for who you think seems like the faker. Everyone suspects. You all got together and chose the wrong person. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending out your second number pressure task to your devices now. This was the task. Hold up as many fingers as seasons of The Walking Dead you've watched. Vote for who you suspect is the faker. Everybody voted for... Ah, yes, you caught the faker. Okay, time to pick the next category. Use your device to choose which type of tasks you'll all be subjected to. You got a point. Everyone's going to get a task that involves pointing at another player in the game. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task was, point at the person who you've told the most secrets to. Alright, vote for who you think the faker is. And everyone voted for... You all caught the faker. And what will our next task category be? Use your device to pick which type of... You got a point. Everyone's going to get a task that involves pointing at another player in the game. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task was, point at the person who probably reads the most. Vote for the faker now. And the prime suspect was... Collectively, you all made the wrong choice. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending out your second You Got a Point task to your devices now. The task was, point at the person most likely to scream if they saw a rat. Vote for who you think is probably the faker. That faker is still on the loose. This is your last chance to catch the faker. Sending out your third You Got a Point task now. This was the task. Point at the person born closest to 1989. Alright, vote for who you think the faker is. Wow, even on the last task, you couldn't vote together to find the faker. Yeah, it's almost like you gave up. Okay, it's time for the last round. Text you up. I've sent 3 questions to each of your devices. Type in your answers for all 3 and then hit send. Now the faker has 3 questions to answer too. They just have slightly different questions than everyone else. So good luck, faker. Hit send now, or you might lose your answers. Let's see everyone's answers to the first text task. The last book you read. Vote for who you suspect is the faker. You didn't find the faker, and you didn't really learn anything definitive. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Let's see your next set of answers. One thing you believe you excel at. Vote for the faker now. Everyone suspects. Yep, you found the faker.